Hello, comrades. Today I will give you an overview of the system of the operating system Vulkan, that is Korean for Red Star. So, we have installed it on a virtual machine. So, this is the starting screen. It takes some time to start up. Welcome to this system. Next. Something about this. I don't quite understand the text, so let's click on yes. Proceed. This is disk partition selection, so X3 and this is probably normal. Next. Ethernet and such things. I don't think we need it. Set the admin password. So let's type some password. Next. It is asking to press next. So let's do that. I don't quite understand it, but at least it is waiting to... No, but at least it is installing. If anyone knows, please translate the text in the comment. Something about files, pictures and music and CDs. So for information, it doesn't always take to start this long. It is just that it is installing now. Usually it takes less to start it, but that's like that for any Linux system. This is a Linux based system, by the way. Yes, even written is based in Linux. installation is finished. So now it is started. You see, you can select language. You can switch it to. Yes, you can. Hello? Do you notice me? What is with my keyboard? No? Ah, yes. I pressed the wrong key. You can probably switch language to English, but who needs English anyway? Proceed with the Korean language. Number 1 is header, about different options. I don't need help. So, now I have a auto account. Entering the password. So it couldn't connect to Ethernet because I don't have Ethernet cable, but whatever. You see, the interface really reminds of Windows XP. Notice the trash can is colored Hwaseo-tong. In South Korea that would be Hyuchi-tong or something like that. Please correct my pronunciation if I pronounced it wrong. So, the menu, familiar from Windows XP. So, the programs. So, we have browser, we have games. Let's try the games here. So we have the Mineseeker game. Let's play for some. Okay, sometime, but you know this game. Then we have this game. I don't yet understand how exactly to play it, but appears to be something with clicking and these colorful balls. Okay, let's enter some name. Notice keyboard is English by default. So, okay. And the third game in that category is this game. It is also included in the KDE Games collection, I think. So it's not their own game. You have to assemble this molecule. Probably not. So, like this. Tells me that I finished it in I think 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm not sure. Again, I don't want to enter my name, so whatever. Let's pretend that that's my name. I don't think they have this game on Windows. Interesting collection. Then we have a card game. I have no idea how to play card games, so sorry I can't show you this in more detail. You can install it and figure out on your own or something. Then Let's open the browser. We don't have internet because I don't have Ethernet cable and it appears not to connect to internet automatically, so it will not have a purpose, but that's just so. So the documentation, you see user shell doc HTML index, so typical Linux path. Apparently developed by the awesome doc in KP, but if you try to click on that link, it can't be read because we don't have internet. Another search engine. Okay. It asks whether to close both tabs. Yes, close both tabs. So then we have a painting program, so I don't know. I have no idea what to draw. Okay, but you see it is possible. I just do so lines and erase them and such. And you can select colors, and you can select this. So a different drawing line. Then you can erase it. You probably could also save it, but I have no idea what to do, so discard it. Then we have I have to admit I don't know what this one is. But something with files apparently. Then we have a PDF file opener and a scanner, I think. At least something is not selected. Okay, so it doesn't open when something is not selected, so probably really a scanner. Wait, note how it shows the year, the 108 and then only 2019. But the date is correct, the time is in UTC +0 time zone for whatever reason. Then we have screen magnifier. Yes, by the way, notice how the letter T is written. So in South Korea the 3 lines here are connected, and here there is 2 connected lines and 1 line above them. Then Nae computer, my computer. So here I can look at my phone, my desktop. Reminds me of the Windows File Manager a bit. Nae Remark, also my music. Yes, we already have some music here. So then my computer, we have opportunity to make a CD drive, to use a CD, no CD, and you see typical Linux file arrangement. this remote 12 printing settings. We have settings, we can change Windows appearance of the windows, for example like this or like this, but let's actually do it like this. Even more reminds me of XP, and I like it, but it is a Linux system, totally different from XP, only they look like it. We can change display of the, I think that's of the display, I'm not sure. Also not sure. Then we can create another user or change our own picture. I don't want another user because I'm not planning on really using these systems, but let's change our profile picture. You see, many suggestions. So let's for example try the penguin. I like penguins. It's funny. I don't know whether that's their own work or whether they copied somewhere, but I like it. Finish it. Then the font, so the activity of the system. You know, like Windows Document, it really reminds me of it. Remember, the system is a bit outdated. It's from 2009. You see, 2009. They have a newer version now, but this one really reminds of XP. Accessibility settings. Here the keyboard, for example, keys delay or something. I don't quite understand this. Where's the time? I can tell them, for example, that I can set it, for example, to the 2 time zone, so like this, and so on. Then let's try some more program. Let's look at this. Yes, it is a calculator. That's one worst calculated to the world. Worst calculated root of 2 appears to be okay. Let's try dividing by 0. Inf. Yes, it means. Ah, this is the documentation. I already was there. So we have a recorder and a music player. For whatever reason I don't see a text editor, but there is some more software for it. It just hasn't. It's just on the separate. It's just on the appears to be on a separate disk, so I haven't installed it yet. Maybe another video with more of the software. Maybe this one? Ah, yes, this looks everything like a text editor. So I can write English text, hello world. I can write I can write sorry, okay, I can write Korean text. So you see, I can test, and then I can save it like on the desktop as no idea text file .txt. So I hope this was somehow informative for you. Now I am going to shut down the system, and maybe I'll make another video about the software sampling. Anyone who ever was on Windows XP will be familiar with this window. Like with all the data like on many Linux systems, something is finishing, I'm not sure what. Okay, thanks for your attention. And thanks to the developers of this system for their effort in programming and translation. Goodbye.